All right, guys. So once again, I'm at Maple Shade Youth and Family Services in Princess Anne. For micro levels of practice, I do mostly individual sessions with clients who are students at uh, elementary schools in Princess Anne. And during these sessions, I use person-centered theory, CBT, and solution-focused therapy mostly. Uh, to kind of allow clients to lead the session themselves and to think about how they can solve their problems as opposed to only focusing on the problem itself. At the meso level, Maple Shade does a lot of PRP stuff and other group activities. I do not currently run my own group, but I am in the process of um, trying to do so. And hopefully, I'll have a group up and running within this next month. Um, but I have helped out with other group activities, and I have also helped with a few PRP groups that were good experience. For the macro level, unfortunately, I have not had much experience with this. Um, the agency does something called an Angel Tree program every year for the holiday season. So I kind of helped out with that, and I found families who were in need um, of holiday assistance to help them through that time. Another part of macro too is that Maple Shade does a good job of letting us know when there's policy changes that occur. For example, there was a policy that was just changed regarding suicide. So if a student tells me, or if a client tells me that he or she is suicidal, um, and if I am aware that there's a weapon in their household, there is a specific process that I have to go through, and that process has been updated and changed recently. So, luckily, I'm aware of that because the agency does a good job of letting its employees know. Um, so, for models of assessment, we do, or obviously, we do intakes, and I have had a lot of experience doing intakes as well to make their biopsychosocials. Um, so that's a good way of assessing each client and to really get a good picture of what's going on and to provide a diagnosis and kind of assess what their needs are. Um, for intervention strategies, it's different for every client, but like I said, I like to use CBT, solution focused theory, and person centered therapy with all of my clients, if possible, just because, like I said, I like to give them the opportunity to kind of work through their problems themselves as opposed to me lecturing them on how to do so. Uh, for evaluation, um, we so every 6 months we update each client's treatment plans to fit their needs at the time. And this also gives the clients an opportunity to kind of reflect back on their process and say, um, so what have I improved on? What do I need to work on still? So I kind of like updating those treatments plan, or I kind of like updating those treatment plans because it's not just me assessing how they've done, because I give them the opportunity to evaluate their own progress as well. Um, the level of practice that I prefer to engage in, I guess I prefer to engage in micro level practice only because that's what I've had the most experience in. But I would really like to gain more experience in both the meso and macro practice. I would also like to gain more experience in a non clinical setting, um, which the opportunities are kind of limited at Maple Shade, but it's something that I want to explore in the future. Examples of how the organizational goals of the agency are achieved at each practice level. So, one main goal of Maple Shade is to provide relief from disabling emotions and to eliminate dysfunctional behaviors. Um, like I mentioned earlier, um, we do so, or I do so, mostly through individual therapy sessions with clients on a micro level, and all their treatment plans, like I said, and interventions are tailored to the client, so not everyone's treatment plan or goals are the same. On the meso level, it's very similar, so we try to create groups of clients who have very similar diagnoses or very similar treatment plans, because it makes things a lot easier for the group leader to um, create a goal for that group so that everyone can benefit. And on the macro level, I mentioned how all of us are aware when there's changes in policies, and this obviously impacts all clients purely because all of the staff members know about these policy changes and are able to alter their services when needed in order to meet the needs of these clients.